welcome to the Chaos End of the Year edition. This video is probably not going to be super long, but I kind of just wanted to go over a bit of a recap of my year in crochet, my markets. I did a little bit of counting up to see like what was the most type of item that I made, and I've also got in my little computer over here, I've got a year in review tab that I created that has what my gross sales were for the year, what my business costs were for the year. So that includes anything I spent on like booth, what do I want to call it? Like the tables and the tent and the, grid walls and that kind of thing. My square fees for the year, and then what my net total was for the year. And then briefly at the end, go over some goals for 2024. So if you're new here, hi and welcome. This is a channel where I show off things that I've crocheted, and I take you along to my markets and talk about how they go and what sells and what doesn't and what my prices are for things. And I also have done a few crochet patterns in the past, would like to do more, some tutorials and things. And maybe some more things coming up in the new year, but we'll talk about that at the end. If you've come to my channel before, seen a few of my videos, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. So let's get started. Let me pull my laptop over here so I'm not constantly looking over to the side. And I want to get started with the plushies that I made throughout the year, like how many total I made of each thing. Now, I do want to preface this by saying I did not keep super great records prior to like February, March. So when I got through with doing all the money numbers, the total numbers, there was about $100 where it didn't quite line up between what one chart says that I sold and what one chart says was my income or something like that. There's about $100 in there somewhere. So there's like probably one event in January or February that I did not mark down, or like $100 worth of cash transactions that I didn't mark down or something like that. Not a huge deal, not a big difference overall. But going into next year, I'll definitely be keeping better records. So let me first go over all the things that I made, and let me see if I can actually like sort them so that it shows me like the fewest first, and we'll go fewest to most or something like that. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, sort by how many I made, and we want to go smallest to largest. Let's try that. That works. Okay, so this is how many things I made over the course of the year, and there are probably going to be some things missing because, like I said, I was not keeping super great records at the beginning of the year, so there's going to be a few things a little bit off, but you'll get the gist. Okay, I made one mini frog, and that was the Katie Bean Creative pattern. It's a little guy like this big, and he did sell. I made one chicken in an egg, which it's just a little chick pattern, just a little round chick pattern, and I think I freehanded the egg shell to go with it. I made one of the bunny that I called Peony, and I no longer remember what pattern I used for that. It was a free online pattern, and I remember showing her off in several videos at the beginning of the year. But yeah, that's not a pattern I still have in my running, so I don't remember which one that was. I made one little lamb plushie, and that was on a Ribbler free pattern. I only made the one of those because I remember it, like the fluffy part of the lamb was all bobble stitches, and it took what I felt like it was an inordinate amount of time to do all those bobble stitches for the size plushie that it came out to be. Like, I would have wanted it to be bigger for like the price point it wound up having to be because of how long it took to do all those bobbles and things. And it may be different now that I've done more amigurumi, because again, that was near the beginning of the year, and while I've been crocheting for almost 30 years now, I haven't been doing the amigurumi specifically for as long. I've made toys in the past, but not where that's like constantly what I'm doing. So as with any skill, the more you use it, the better you get. So I may be faster at that now, but I don't know that I'm gonna. I might try it again. I don't know for sure. I made one snail that was my own pattern that I just kind of made up on the spot. I made one coffee cup, which was from a crochet book that I have. What is it called? Kawaii something, I think. I can't remember. I made one ice cream cone, which I just freehanded. I made one extra large Pokeball, which was the big pillow sized one. Again, I freehanded that one. I made the one rubber duck, which was actually the Rogelio the duck pattern on Ribbler, and I just kind of changed it up after the head. I've made one of the Rin.Meow cow pattern so far. I still have her. I made recently. That's the one that's the ballerina cow. She turned out real big. I made one each of the dwarf bunny and I think it's called the sitting bunny. And I bought those patterns off Etsy. I'm trying to remember what the name I cannot remember the name of the pattern writer. I think it's in my pattern list. I made one gingerbread man, and that was the free pattern from Wonder Crochet. I made one Grinch, also Wonder Crochet. I made one of what I called the dandelion, and that was actually the same pattern as that peony bunny. I just altered it to make it a lion instead of a bunny. I changed up the ears. I added a mane of daisy petals, and I freehanded a tail. I made one Stegosaurus style dino and one Brontosaurus style dino. I think both of those are free patterns on Instagram. I made one donut. That was from that same Kawaii crochet book as the coffee cup. I made one dragon, which was the mini pocket dragon. Is that what it's called? I think it's mini pocket dragon. It's a pattern that's free online. I made one of Zero the ghost dog, and I still have that one hanging around. That one's on Ribbler. I want to say that was a free one. I made a manatee keychain, just one of those, and that was the emotional support manatee pattern on Ribbler. I made one of the sleeping goose pattern. That's a free pattern on Instagram. I made one Totoro pattern, and that is Way Crochet. Way Crochet did the Totoro. I've made two of the mushroom sprite pattern. That's on Ribbler. And I've made two large mushroom guys from that same pattern, where I just used jumbo yarn and made them big. I've made two penguins, and that's a free pattern on Ribbler. I made two Triceratops, and that's the it's that free online pattern. Crochet. What is the name of it? It's the one that everybody's been doing. I know that one is on my pattern list. So I've made two of those so far. I made two Oslo the Octo, which is my pattern. I made two Squirtle, which is my pattern. Two different fruit octopus, my pattern. One was a strawberry, one was a blueberry. Two of the emotional support manatee in a big size, same as the keychain but bigger. Two of the candy corn buddies. That's a Ribbler pattern. two different kinds of squid. I made one Stella the Squid by All From Jade. I love that pattern. And then I made one other one from Ribbler. What is the name of that pattern? I think it starts with a T, maybe. That's a free one on Ribbler. I've made 2 Eevees and 2 Pikachus from the Pikachu pattern is Pika.shine or shine.crafts or something like that on Instagram. And then the Eevee is actually a free pattern mod from the Pikachu. And I think I have both of those on my list. Ditto, I've made 2 of the Dittos. That's a free pattern you can find online. 2 jumbo size tulips. It's a pattern on Instagram that makes like a little tulip, and I just used 7-weight yarn and it got this big. I made 3 heart-shaped animals last February, and that was just something I made up. I just made a heart and then I added animal pieces to it. Let's see, so now we're getting into the 3s. I made 3 different baby cuddlers. So they were all bunnies, 3 different bunny ones. And then I have since also made a bear one, and it was a gift from my nephew. So 4 total of the baby cuddler type. And that's like where there's no stuffing in the body, just in the head, and then like the feet are like knotted. They're really cute. I've made 3 of the mini pop mushrooms, the cable and canvas pattern. I made 3 of the free whale pattern on Ribbler. 3 of the Easy Cat pattern. What is the name of that designer? I think I have that one on my list as well. 3 gnomes. And that's the Back to Eden gnome pattern. She has a tutorial on her YouTube channel. 3 gummy bears. That's on Ribbler. 3 clownfish, which is on Instagram. 3 of the Christmas tree patterns. And I just tried various free patterns that I had found online, and then I altered some of them a little bit. So mine were not exactly like what you'll find online. I made 3 gummy bear keychains, same pattern as the regular size gummy bear, but in keychain. I made 3 Oddish, my pattern. 4 of the Flipsy the Frog pattern. A couple of them I altered into other animals just by changing the shape of some of their body parts. Like I made a monkey and a lion. I think that's it. So I had like 2 of the frog, 2 and a monkey and a lion of the Flipsy the Frog, and that's on Ribbler. 4 chocolate bunny is what I called them. They were about this big, and it's the Mulling bunny from Ribbler, free pattern, and I just made the head, but I made it in brown, just chenille yarn, and so it looked like a chocolate bunny. 4 of the Sittin' Pretty Chicken, which is my pattern. 5 chicks, which is the Chip the Chick pattern. I think that's free on YouTube. 5 of the Peeps Bunny pattern, which is free on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube and on her blog, I think. Who does that one? That's not Wonder Crochet. I think that's Rose and Lily. I think it's Rose and Lily that does the Peep Bunny. 5 pickles, which I just freehanded. I've done 5 unicorns, which were the Katie Bean Creative cow pattern that I altered into a unicorn. So I've made 5 total of those. I made 6 spiders, which is the Spoo the Spider pattern, I think is what it's called, on Ribbler. I've talked about that one before. That's the one I did a whole video, like, going over my process of trying to alter steps in a pattern to fit my crochet style. I've made 6 of the Child, the Mandalorian Baby Grogu pattern, and that is from, let me think, the whole name is kind of like this, like Velvet Alien Baby Amigurumi, I think is what it's called, but it's free online. I made 6 of Katie Bean Creative's cow, just as a cow. They're very popular. I made 6 bunny keychains, and again, that's the Molang bunny pattern, but I just made the head, and I made it small and turned it into a keychain. And I used, like, I double held worsted weight yarn and eyelash yarn to make it furry. I made 6 of the Mary Dino by Mary Makes. I made 6 of the Tofu Turtle. I made 6 ghost card dangles, and that's the Crochet with Bay ghost pattern and the Cheerful Coyote turtle pattern. I've used one each of those and then connected them with a chain to make a hanger to go over your rearview mirror. So 6 of those. Okay, now we're getting into some bigger numbers. I made 7 different jellyfish. Most of those were free-handed. I didn't use a specific pattern. I made 8 heart-shaped keychains, and it's just pretty much any free heart pattern you can find, and I just made them keychain sized with cotton yarn. I made 8 stingrays, and I do not for the life of me remember the pattern I used for that, but it's the pattern maker. It's on Ribbler. It's a free pattern, and it's like pancake. I think it's a pancake stingray. In the picture, she has like a pat of melted butter on her head, and I just followed the basic stingray portion of it without adding, the melted butter. I made 8 pumpkins, and those were all from the Cheerful Coyote pattern. I made 9 chubby dinos, that's how it's listed on Ribbler. It's a free pattern on Ribbler, and he's about this big, and he kind of looks like just a real chibi, cute version of Godzilla. He's just like a potato with spikes down his back. He's real cute. So I made 8 of those this year. 9 of those this year. And I made 10 total of the Cable and Canvas Mini Pop jellyfish. Those were definitely the most popular of the mini pops that I've had out so far. I sold all 10 that I made throughout the year. I've made 10 opossums. That's my pattern. And I would definitely have sold more of those if I'd made more. I've been sold out of them for the last 6 events. And I kept putting them on my list to make more, and then I just never did. I made hold on. I had something slightly incorrect here. Let me fix that. Okay, that should fix that. I had put the wrong number in for one thing, so it needed to move further down the list. Okay, so where was I? I made 10 different custom orders this year, and it's been various things. I think at least 3 of them were octopus. 1 was the whole set of Winnie the Pooh characters as a baby mobile plus a big Eeyore. I'm trying to remember what else I've made. I've made a dog, a blue little puppy. I think at least 1 sea turtle custom made. And I've got an outstanding request for an otter that I have to go get the correct yarn for. So a lot of custom orders this year, which is nice. I like that. I made 10 of the snowmen. That was it all from Jade? I think it was the Wonder Crochet. I think Wonder Crochet snowman pattern was what I used. Maybe. I could be getting things mixed up, but I made 10 of those. I didn't sell very many. I was really hoping I'd sell more of them. I've made multiple styles of mini octopus, like this big. Mostly the All From Jade mini squish octo, I think is what she calls it. But a couple of times I changed up the bobbles for the legs and made more tentacly legs, or just made other slight alterations to it. But a total of 12 of the mini octos. I made 13 total Pokeball, and that was my pattern. But it's basically, it's a ball with color changes. It's not hard. I've made 18 total Leggy Froggies. I've made a lot of Leggy Froggies this year, comparatively. I made 18 Mushy Boys this year. And I've made 19 sea turtles. And funnily enough, as much as I love making them, this is not the biggest item on the list. I kind of expected it would be, but it's not. I made also 19 of the Stress Pets, which are the Not Jaded Co pattern. She has it free on her blog. And it just looks like a little rectangular alien. It's really cute. I made 20 of the bunny pouches. I made all of those around Easter time, and I sold most of them at that time, but I did have a few more that just kind of stretched out over the next several months and just went by ones and twos at other markets. I sold 20 total mystery boxes. Now, the mystery boxes had various things in them, smaller versions of jellyfish, and a lot of them had this little mouse, about this big, from the Mouse House pattern on Ribbler. It's a free pattern, so it's like a little mushroom house with the mouse in it, and I just only ever made the mouse, and I put them in these mystery boxes, so just 20 total mystery boxes. I made 20 hot air balloons for that hot air balloon festival, and I still have most of them left. They did not sell very well at all. I made 22 Mabel the Chicken patterns. So 22 chickens over the course of the year, and then also 22 stars, just regular stars. People have called them starfish. I made them, and I've called them reusable water balloons, or, you know, marketed them as like washcloths for kids, or, you know, stress squish or whatever. But 22 total of those. I was basically using those as a way to get rid of scrap yarn a lot of the time. I made 25 ghosts, and that's the Crochet with Bay Free pattern on Instagram, and I sold most of them. The ghosts are very popular. I made 27 axolotls. Overall the sizes, but most of them were like this size, the Way Crochet pattern, and then the most of anything that I sold was bees. I made 28 bees. So, and I feel like there's more like one-off things that I've made maybe that I haven't marked down. That maybe I made as gifts for people or something like that. But that's kind of the basis of it. Okay, so now let's just talk about numbers a little bit here. So out of all my markets throughout the year, let me see, how many markets did I have this year? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 markets. I went to 16 markets this past year. And out of those 16 markets, I sold gross sales $5,218. Not a huge number, but I mean, it's good. So $5,218 were my gross sales for the year. Business costs, so things I invested in. This is my yarn purchases. This is my tool purchases. This is my booth accessory purchases, all that kind of stuff. And I think I also included when I paid taxes at specific craft fairs. What else would I have included in this business costs? I think that might be it. But that was $2,998.30. My booth fees for those 16 markets were a total of $810 across all the booth fees. My square fees for everything was $55.77. So that left me, after I subtracted all of that, with a net total of $1,354. And I think I marked on here somewhere what my net profit for the year was. Yeah. And I think that's where the $100 difference comes in. On my page where I have all my events marked out, I have listed my net profit for the year as $1,456.21. So there's a $100 difference in there somewhere, and I'm not sure exactly where that is. But that's not a big deal. What that does tell me, though, and what I am happy to know, is that for the year, for my first year basically being in business, having a small business of my own, I made a net profit. And that is not usual. It usually takes up to 3 years before you start seeing a profit from a small business. So for my first year having made a profit, that is good news. I would like to keep that going. I can't guarantee that that'll keep going, but I would like to keep that going into the following years. Now, since I've made most of my big business purchases, like my tent and my setup, my stands and all that kind of stuff, that'll help because I won't have to remake those purchases. So that's the year in review. That's 2023. We are headed very rapidly in the next 5 days into 2024. So I have some goals set for what I would like to do for 2024. And you may have seen my Instagram post where I kind of outlined that a little bit, but I'm going to I gotta stretch my leg. I'm going to kind of go over that a little bit more in detail now. So goal number 1 is I want to be more frugal going into the next year. I, over the course of this year, bought a lot of yarn and other supplies and materials, which is not bad necessarily, because like I just showed you, I still made a profit. But I would go on to like Michael's or Joann's when they would have a sale, and I would just buy up a whole bunch of stuff because it was on sale, and that I was getting a good deal on it and all that. So now I have a large amount of yarn. So going into 2024, part of being more frugal is I don't want to buy any more yarn until I've used up what I have. Unless I'm only going to replace the colors I'm specifically out of. I'm not going to just splurge, oh, it's on sale, so I'm going to get these 8 different colors. I'm only going to replace what I'm out of. Or if I have a custom order that requires a specific color that I don't have, I count that as like replacing what I'm out of, basically. So be more frugal. That's what I want to do. That also includes being more choosy about the markets I go to. I have some basis now. I can look back on the ones that I did this past year and be like, okay, this kind of market maybe didn't work as well, or this one did really well, or this area did really well as opposed to this area, that kind of thing. So be more choosy about which markets I go to, so that I'm not spending an exorbitant amount in booth fees to not get as much back. So that's part of being more frugal for 2024. Number 2 has to do with my social media. I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at 330 something or 40 something right now, I think. So for the year, I think the goal of 1,000 is reachable. I think we could do that. In order to do that, I know I need to put in the work. So I need to get onto an actual posting schedule as opposed to what I've been doing, which is just kind of once or twice a month as I get to it, just kind of randomly dropping a video here and there. I want to work out a schedule that I can keep to. I think I'm going to stick with twice a month for next year to begin with. I may increase that as we go, just depending on how things go. So I am still very busy. I homeschool my kids. I work, 20 to 30 hours a week from home, but I still have to put in the time. I have, a homestead with animals to care for, and, just other family related things. And you just never know when things are going to pop up. So I don't want to set a schedule to begin with that's going to cause me stress. So I want to start with 2 times a month and pick specific days. So I'm just throwing this out there, but maybe always on the 10th and on the 20th or 25th or something like that. so that it's on a specific schedule and you'll know when to keep an eye out for my videos. And I think that will help us also to increase those subscribers. The next part of that is that I want to get to 500 followers on Instagram and TikTok. And again, so that's going to require posting, more regular posting from me. I've been doing, I feel like, fairly good about posting every day to Instagram, not so much to TikTok. I need to work on that a little bit more. I did take a short break over the Christmas holidays because I was spending time with my family, and that's just more important to me. So there'll be times like that where I take a few days off to spend time with my family, but on the whole, I'd like to get to where I'm posting every day on Instagram and on TikTok, so that by the end of the year we can reach 500 followers. And on both of those goals, I would very much like to do a giveaway. I don't know exactly what yet, but maybe something along the lines of like a gift card for a yarn store, or like a craft store, like a Michael's gift card or Joann gift card or a Premier Yarns gift card or something like that, or some free patterns, because I will also be coming out with more patterns this year. Oh yeah, and that's another part of reaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Part of posting more regularly is I'm also going to be making good on some of those promises that I have made to post tutorials on some of my patterns, to post some more free patterns on YouTube. I'll still have them available as PDF forms and other places for purchase, but yeah, I want to get more tutorials and stuff up on YouTube, and mini tutorials up on TikTok and Instagram, little 1-minute quick trick type tutorials. So then goal number 3 for the year, I would like to make $10,000 in gross sales. So that doubles, just under doubles what I did this past year. That's what I would like to do next year. That's gross. So that's before taking out all the booth fees and everything. That's just plain sales. That's what I would like to reach for next year. And that again is going to go back into being more choosy about my markets and picking the ones that are best for me. And then goal number 4, and I don't know how well this is going to work, but this is what I would like to see happen, is to make a profit every month through online sales, be that through Etsy or Facebook or through my coffee page, either with custom orders. So I'm going to be posting, I'm about to do a huge plushie drop on Etsy. This week is what I'm going to be working on. A huge plushie drop on Etsy. And also on coffee. I think I'm just posting them to both places. So yeah, I would like through those means to be making a profit every month, either through the ready-made plushies that I already have, or through custom orders, or patterns, or all of them, a mixture. So those are my goals for 2024. I think they're doable. I think they're manageable. Y'all can let me know what kind of goals you have going into the new year, and maybe some things that you'd like to see on this channel coming into the new year. I'm always open to ideas to make sure that I've got some content rolling out for y'all. But that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to start working on that plushie drop, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.